Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. I do not glorify substances of any kind. Like, subscribe, and let me know your experiences in the comments. Thank you for watching. 4.2 grams magic mushroom. I was put on trial by my furniture and found morally ambiguous. Started in my living room around 3:15 in the afternoon, a time I had previously considered emotionally neutral. I had no big expectations, just a thermos of peppermint tea, noise-canceling headphones playing rainforest sounds, and a generous 4.2 grams of dried mushrooms that looked like someone had cursed a handful of spaghetti. I downed them with determination and mild curiosity, then lay on the carpet and stared at the ceiling fan like it held secrets. I was wrong. The secrets were under me. About 40 minutes in, the entire atmosphere of the room shifted from normal to museum exhibit, curated by a raccoon with unresolved trauma. The carpet began to ripple gently like a pond remembering a fish. The corners of the room leaned closer. Every object seemed to be waiting for me to admit something. The couch made the first move. It cleared its throat, or at least mimicked the idea of doing so, and said, "Daniel, please rise. The court is now in session." I sat up slowly. The room was no longer my living room. It had transformed into a courtroom made of nostalgic wood and velvet, with chandeliers constructed entirely from childhood drawings and memories I thought I'd forgotten. The judge's bench was occupied by my bookshelf, who had donned a powdered wig made of cobwebs and dental floss. My armchair was the bailiff. My coffee table served as the jury box. Inside it sat an eclectic mix of former possessions. My first MP3 player, a broken stapler, a sock puppet I don't remember creating, and my old Tamagotchi, who looked severely disappointed in me. What am I on trial for? I asked, genuinely unsure. Neglect, avoidance, emotional procrastination, and misusing coasters, said the bookshelf. Also, talking to yourself out loud in the kitchen, and never finishing that short story about the time-traveling llama. The air grew thick. The walls leaned in like nosy aunts. The prosecution was led by my refrigerator, who had transformed into a sleek, sharp-tongued lawyer wearing a necktie made of freezer burn. "Your Honor," it began, "the defendant has continuously opened me just to stare blankly inside. He lets spinach slowly in my drawer. He buys Greek yogurt and never eats it. I rest my case." Gasps echoed from the spice rack. I tried to defend myself, but every time I opened my mouth, a different version of my own voice came out. Sarcastic, anxious, bored, optimistic. None of them agreed. One of them admitted to stealing grapes at the grocery store. I covered my mouth and looked pleadingly at the bookshelf judge. "Do you deny the charges?" the bookshelf asked. "I deny them," I said, "but I also don't understand how I'm responsible for all of them." "Classic," muttered the toaster from the gallery. Then my rug stood up. Yes, stood up, and requested to present evidence. It produced a series of photographs showing me walking barefoot with crumbs on my feet, never vacuuming underneath it, and using it as a dance floor without consent. "I thought you liked when I danced," I said weakly. "I did," the rug said, "but you never asked." The courtroom murmured, in judgmental harmony. Suddenly, the music changed. The rainforest sounds in my headphones became a live quartet made entirely of spoons. They played a dramatic waltz, while the ceiling fan descended slowly, spinning and judging, holding a large envelope. "The verdict," it said. Everyone stood, even the bookshelf. The wall straightened up. The atmosphere turned syrupy with suspense. "We find the defendant." The ceiling fan paused, for dramatic effect, and maybe because it lost its place. Morally ambiguous. There was a polite round of applause. My old Tamagotchi wiped away a single digital tear. I asked what that meant for me now. The couch leaned forward. "It means you're allowed to continue living here. But we expect change. You will apologize to the blender. You will clean out the junk drawer. You will stop pretending not to see the laundry basket." I nodded solemnly. The courtroom faded. The lights dimmed. The mushrooms let go a little, and the room returned. Mostly. The bookshelf still glared at me. The coffee table refused to hold my cup for the rest of the day. But I was back. Hours passed. I cried once. For no reason other than that the doorknob felt unusually sincere. I laughed at the oven mitts. I thanked the radiator. I stood in front of the fridge and said, "I'm really trying." The fridge beeped. That night, I slept with a pillow under my feet to show respect to the rug. The next morning, I made a smoothie and whispered, "Good job," to the blender. It whirred like it believed me.